Hello. Surprise, surprise. I'm doing a live in the middle of a Monday. I'm actually doing this video with the intentions, of course, of putting it onto my YouTube channel. I can't record live yet on YouTube, though, because I don't have enough subscribers. So I've been doing it this way so I'm not all by myself. And I can kind of see and have conversation with folks along the way. But I've been doing videos. Basically, I'm creating a journal. Somebody asked me if I would make one, and I have been kind of taking you through my process step by step. So I've got my papers and everything coffee stained. These are all the ones that I did in the last couple of videos, whether it was in the oven or my little spray technique. And I'm going to kind of just sort them and make piles for my signatures and kind of chat along the way. I sort my projects out by using these boxes. So you see them in the grocery stores. You know, they just have jars that they have in them and whatnot. But whenever I see an empty one that's the right size, I snag it. No one ever questions or stops me because I'm really just clearing their garbage. But I use them to sort my projects. So that way, when I'm done or I need to step aside and do something else, I can put it all in one spot. And it's easy, you know, just to kind of keep things together and move them around and move to one thing and come back to it again. This is the cover, the book that I gutted, that I'm going to use for the cover of the journal. And this is all the stuff that I did in the last couple of videos as far as my coffee staining. These small things I'm just going to set aside. I decided I'm not going to use these bright colored papers, even though I really like how they tone down and the watermarks that are on them from the coffee staining. But I decided that I'm going to keep the whole thing pretty neutral and bring colors in with my embellishments and tags and stuff like that. So these I'm just going to end up setting aside for a different project. And everything always gets used. That's how we build up our stash. But the papers, what I really want to do, I decided I'm going to do 2 signatures. And so I need to make 2 piles of these papers and then decide, you know, if I need more papers or if what I have is enough. Because I know I don't have duplicates of everything that's in this pile. So I'm just gonna start 2 piles. So the color that I was given, I'm not really feeling the color either. I don't know why. Intuitively, I just kind of get drawn to different things while I do my projects for different people. And I'm not really feeling the color that was mentioned to me. Oh, these are the paper placemats. I don't know if you saw them or not. I think they're a little bigger than I need them to be, but I'm not sure if I'm going to trim the edge or fold it, but I am going to leave this fold in so it's kind of like an open-ended pocket. These are the parchment papers. And then coffee paper or copy paper. So I'm just kind of evenly distributing. Oh, this is what happened with these coffee papers next to the colored ones, which is kind of cool. Nice and muted. Well, for the most part. So I haven't really decided how big the signatures are going to be yet. I'm just sorting evenly the pile of stuff that I did coffee. I don't know if you can see the blue on here a little bit, But that was the raspberry tea. The raspberry tea that's in here. You can see it's red, but when it hit the paper and dried, it turned blue. So that's really cool. I still have to find something that I can put that tea on where it doesn't turn blue and it stays red. So if you want to play with that tea though, this is it. Red raspberry, the herbal tea. It's fun. It's always interesting what happens with the different colors when you're playing with them. Here, I guess I could have probably brought it up close so you can see it a little better. Red raspberry herbal tea, Bigelow. The Bigelow teas are ones that I use a lot. Not only because I drink the tea and I like it, but they seem to have a nice, easy saturation without having to steep it an overly amount of time. These are the graph papers, so you can kind of see the graph is in here. Look at that one, isn't that cool? And the ledger papers. I didn't do too much extra on the ledger papers. They are coffee stained, so they have that crinkly ripple, you know, being water treated. And then this is my drawing paper. Drawing paper. Drawing paper. Drawing paper. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I have these little guys. So see how cool the CD covers came out? And some of them are a little more evenly distributed color-wise. This one turned out really cool though. Here's another one that's more like it. So I'm going to embellish a couple of those. I think I'm just going to set the rest of these aside. I might put more in. I don't know. And I like to make the little braided packets of these little cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 of each. And then this is my extras. I got a couple of white tags that we just coffee stained. And then the graph paper. Can make some tags out of those. And everything that I make, I want to make sure that everything, most everything, can be written on. Oh, I only did 2 guest checks. I might have to do a couple more of those. And then these guys. 1 bigger one and 2 smaller ones. Now the guest checks, the CD cases, and the glassine bags, I got all of those from Kelly's shop that I'll tag in the description box. Just in case you don't have any or, you know, want an easy place to find them, you can go there. But what I'm going to do right now is just sort the littles kind of together. And just keep them. I think it'll fit. Yeah. Because those will be little projects that I do down the road. Right now, I gotta figure out the size of my signatures, how many pages I have, if I need to bring anything else in, and then trim them down to size. Because I do know that some of these papers are bigger than what they need to be. So I'm going to set one of these stacks aside. so that I have a little more room. And so let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Probably about 24 pages, which means each signature folded in half will be around bigger than I really wanted them to be. So now we have to scale back a little bit. I'm pretty sure I want all 3 of the bigger drawing papers. Let's eliminate one of these. We'll take 2 of the graph papers, eliminate that. Set these aside and keep these smalls. So how much did that eliminate? Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so it's a little better. I didn't want to have too many papers, because then once we embellish, then it'll end up being really thick. And you know, my book itself wasn't that big, unless I cut out the spine and create a new one. Because remember, I had actually, by flattening this out a little bit, this is like 1.5 inches. But by making 2 of these, let's see, how does this look? So these are going to be oversized, but I can fold them easily. So instead of trimming it and I want to keep the scalloped edge, so I'll just make like a tuck spot and have a pocket on the top. For these. So as far as like pockets and all that kind of stuff, I think I'm just going to add them as I go. So in other words, I'm going to distress all the pages. That'll be a different video probably. But I'm going to distress the pages after I trim them down. Now the one thing that you have to think about, getting back to making the signatures themselves, is the more inside pages are going to stick out more. So I have to trim them a little bit so that it's at least fairly even. At least that's what I usually do. So first I'm going to fold all these in half. Now I may or may not keep all of them once they get folded. And I start inserting them inside each other. Then you'll kind of see a little bit better what I mean. So, of course, I'm going to not have these in the same order that I'm putting in at the moment, but I want to show you what I'm talking about. So, see these inside pages? Can you see how they're sticking out? So I'm going to cut them so it's a more even edge. Now chances are on some of them I'm going to put tabs on anyway. But I didn't have plans on like putting lace or anything on the individual pages where this unevenness wouldn't really show and it wouldn't really matter. So I'm going to start out with them being even, and then we'll kind of see where it goes. I don't have a solid plan for this journal, other than I decided that the whole thing is going to be neutral except for what I put in it. I'm going to pull some color in that way. I still have a cough, but I'm feeling much better. I did sleep a lot last night though. I made my guy's lunch for his work yesterday after dinner. He took some leftovers. So I put that all together yesterday, so he didn't wake me up this morning other than to say goodbye. And I slept on and off till almost 10 o'clock. So I must have needed it. But I feel pretty good. I feel awake. At least now. Who knows, maybe I'll need an afternoon nap. It's funny being retired. You really appreciate naps, you know? Remember when we were kids and we used to struggle and fight because we didn't want a nap? Now I look forward to the afternoons where I can. So I'm not sure who's jumping on. I can kind of see there's a few people coming in. What I'm doing is I'm sorting my papers for my signatures. So really what I did is I kind of pulled the papers out and I'm folding them now so that I can stuff them inside each other and organize them. And I think what I want to do for the signature covers is I'm going to use the drawing paper and make a big collage, almost like a masterboard. Now what a masterboard is basically an oversized collage that you then later cut down for tags or journal cards or belly bands. But you're using bits and pieces of other papers, scraps and whatnot. I think that's what I'm going to do for my journal covers. At least that's the thought so far. So let's go with this paper. There's a... These are all going to be fairly close in size. And I have these that I did. So smaller pieces of paper. Arlene, hi. Well, you've caught a good series because I'm making one. I'm just kind of sorting my papers out, figuring out the signature. So I'm still kind of in the beginning stages. And I'm just figuring out what order to put the papers in. There's another drawing piece, bigger piece. All of them are fairly close in size though, so I didn't give a lot of forethought to that. I might end up trimming some of these down so that they're not all the exact same size. So in the last video that I did, I had done some of the coffee staining on the papers. Let's see, do we want this side? Yeah, I think I want the holes on top. Parchment paper. I think the parchment paper I want to make pockets of. Actually, I think I'm just going to tear it. Do I have a ruler here? I do, but it's not a sharp-edged one. Let's see how this works. It worked pretty good. So once I decide on my placement, everything in this one, I'll go back and I kind of make a duplicate so that they're similar in how they're organized. All right, so does this all fit inside without going over the top? That goes over the top a little bit. I don't think I mind though. Hey Terry. Thanks for popping in. I'm just kind of putting some pages together for signatures. Now, as I said earlier, you can kind of see how my papers are all different lengths. I think you can see that. So what I'm going to do is kind of trim them down, or at least some of them. You know what? I might not, because it doesn't go outside the journal or the book cover. Let's see. If it doesn't extend outside, I won't trim them at all, because I didn't really plan on having like ruffles and that kind of stuff in this one. I'm not making it real girly. Okay, so I do have a little bit, the drawing paper. So I just got to trim that down by like 1/4 of an inch without having to do the rest. That's cool. It makes life a little easy. So I have a little mini trimmer. You can use regular scissors, but I'm going to use this little thing because I have it. Okay. So now, put this back in. And it doesn't stick out beyond here. Good. So I pretty much have the pages, I think, in the order that I want them. However, kind of plain, huh? I'm going to do a lot of distressing, stamping and stenciling and sewing. Otherwise, it would be pretty basic and plain, which is fine, especially if that's what you're going for. I do have intention for who this journal is going to be for. It's going to be a lot of writing, so I didn't want to take up too much space with a lot of other stuff. Okay, so my first signature is ready. Now I have to kind of duplicate it with the other stack of papers I have. So let's see what I got. Here's the other stack. So I used all 3 pieces of the drawing paper. 1, 2, 3. I wish my table was a little bit bigger. Do any of you else, other folks out there, struggle with the space that you actually have? I have a little bit of room on either side of me, but that's only because it's stacked stuff. So I just keep piling on top. So I have a pile of offcuts and stuff next to me here that we're gonna take a quick look at too. Just because I want, like I said, I was gonna pull color into the journal with the embellishments, tags, pockets, belly bands, tuck spots, things like that, with keeping, you know, the foundation fairly basic. So actually, let's do that. You don't need to see me sort out this second signature. Let's go ahead and look at some of this other stuff, because that's fun, because I don't even know what's in here. It's been a little while since I've looked in it. Basically what I do is I just keep stuffing stuff in it. So let's see. Now what this is they're offcuts. I have some stuff that people have sent me that either didn't go onto my wall of inspiration, or I had intentions on using it somewhere else. I think what we'll just do, this is really cool. I don't remember where I got it from. It's full, so I can't tip it too much. But this is almost like a balsa wood, and it's just divided up so it fits different size stuff. Let's go ahead and pull out the whole stack. Why not? So I think I definitely want to use, those would be awesome. Bring in some color. And I mentioned earlier that I'm going to do some almost like masterboard collage for the signature covers. So I can use some of these for that. Well, these will work out good. Offcuts. Oh, seed packets. Yeah, why not? We're going to use that. One doily. I'm sure I have another one somewhere. I don't have anything textured like that in there. These are pages from a photo album. They're like glued. Each page is glued to the next. So I can even like tip them in. And we'll talk about tip-ins and stuff like that later. But they have these pockets. I wonder. I could always trim them down to fit. And then, because I'm going to sew the pages anyway. Yeah, why not? No. Can use that for the master board. A map. Can use that for the master board. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to put this in the middle and sort from there. I have an envelope maker, one of those little punch boards. This was an envelope that I made and haven't used it yet for anything. Maybe pile. This is like a piece of paper. Well, actually a stencil, a sticker, and stamping. And then I made copies of it on my printer. I have a printer scanner. And made like stationery out of it. I don't know. Wish I had a better direction. Papers. Masterboard. Pieces of calendar. These could be cool tags. Kind of the wrong color. Wrong colors. I love polka dots. I think we'll do something. Oh, maybe we'll make it on the cover. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff in here. Oh, Collier County Tax Office. This 716 is my old area code, so I kept it. Clothing tags. Wrong color. Playing cards. Pink. No. I gotta sort my stuff here. I got all kinds of things. Offcut. These are just white. We'll see. Wrong colors. Hobby Lobby fabrics. These I keep to alter, so if I ever do like a sewing journal, I don't know that I'll make one of those because I'm not a huge sewer, but I have them. You never know. Look at these cards. Somebody sent me these. We had a card exchange in group. I want to say, I don't know, it was last year sometime, but we took 4 cards from like 13 different decks and sent them to each other. But these were never found, because I have a whole box of cards. So let's keep the numbered ones out, and I'll alter them. To plain. Actually, I might use those for something. These are from CVS. They have them in their gift card section. They're freebies, but they're like guide cards on how to help people and whatnot. So I just took one of each. I kind of like the texture here. I wonder color wise. No, I don't know. I want to kind of stay with this, like the abstract and colorful. Sewing fabric. Somebody sent me this in a rack. I don't know who it was. I don't know. We'll just put these aside. An envelope that I started. I guess now I'm going to finish it. This is an envelope that was made for me. I think this actually came from Claudia in South Africa. I'm going to alter that. A couple of coin envelopes that I've made. Little God cards. Not for this project. These, I believe Betty made. That I got in a rack from her. They're like little, almost like a wallet tuck. Yep, Betty. So we'll use those. An envelope that somebody made, looks like out of some kind of architecture paper. Coin envelope. Coin envelope. I kind of like it's the right color. Coin envelopes. These I didn't make. Someone, I think, sent these to me. Oh, I got 2 of these and 2 signatures. Perfect. It's a belly band. These are packagings. And paper. Alright. So I'm finding some stuff that I like that I'm going to use to embellish. So I know a couple people just I've got a few of these and 2 signatures, so I can make little booklets. Butterflies. I want to say I got these from Betty too. Different journal though, not this one. My guy, before he quit drinking, used to drink Mad Dragon, and I was saving the labels. I think I'm still going to put them in a different journal though. Not this one. This is a paper bag that got folded, torn, and distressed. So it's got like multiple pockets. Maybe I'll use that. And then these look like they're offcuts from like greeting cards. That kind of works. Watercolors. Another watercolor. Not necessarily the colors I wanted to use, but greeting cards. So at least we got some stuff to pull in and bring. Offcuts, rocks. Excuse me. Oh, that's a picture of me. I'm, want to say maybe 8 to 10 years old. More like 8. And that's my father's father, Lafayette. My Grandpa Hyler. Aww. See, you never know what you're going to find when you flip through some old stuff. Sorry. Not sure where that emotion came from. That's awesome. Anyways. Well, that's pretty cool. Embossed. It's a bird. I don't know about bringing birds into this one. I'll bring myself back together. Oh, this works. And all right. So I got some stuff. I don't know. You guys tired of looking at things like this? But that's what you do. You kind of go through your stash. These I'm going to make, like I said, almost like a masterboard collage. And that's what I'm going to use for my signature covers. So I'll probably do that on another video because I'll grab some more papers. But these things here potentially are going to go in and get altered in some way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to make the other signature at least coordinate kind of so there's a little continuity of the pages. And then we're going to start on some distressing and making the masterboard type collage for the signature covers. And yeah. So thanks for hanging out. I'm going to let y'all go for now. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.